So, good evening and welcome to Something Different. Like I said, I've got loads and loads of content coming out over the next couple of weeks, maybe even over the next couple of months. I am not running out of ideas anytime soon. So, top five will be back tomorrow. I did a top five the other day. We're going to go through an Arsenal 11. Now, this time, the Arsenal 11 is a worst 11. It's my 11. It's not up for debate. No, I'm joking. It's always up for debate. You guys make the channel, so thank you very much for all the love and support, especially in this time as well, when we haven't actually got any games. It's probably a lot better to be watching now than it is when the views are flying in, when the watchalongs and stuff are going. So yeah, all the ones that are watching it, big up yourselves. But we are going to go with my Arsenal worst 11 of Premier League era. I could have come up with 5 11s if I'm being honest, and I've spent a lot of time sitting there. I've spent the last 3 hours looking at this, so I hope you enjoy it. And listen, if you don't agree with the 11 that I pick, leave yours down below. Even if you do agree, just tell me you agree. Let me know what else you'd like to see on the channel as well. I'll put a little pinned comment on there. Go and reply to the pinned comment, otherwise I probably won't see it. But a little bit like Wenger, I didn't see it. But there we go. Anyway, let's go with the goalkeeper. We're going to go with this guy. Jesus Christ. He should have been sacked for having an offensive Barnet. Look at the state of that hairdo. Manuel Almunia is finally retired. I think he's in his 40s now. But he was absolutely garbage. This guy, I swear, cost us more points than he won us. And he actually joined us. I didn't know this. I genuinely did not know this. He joined Arsenal in 2004. And he was the backup for Jens Lehmann. I never knew that. But listen, he he cost us so many games, so many points. Not good enough. Genuinely not a very good goalkeeper. And it was one of them goalkeepers that always filled me with nerves. It was like, oh, Almunia's in goal. We were not blessed with good goalkeepers after Lehmann, were we? Let's be real. We'd had David Seaman, then we had Jens Lehmann. And it was like the nutty German in goal who used to come running out of his goal, never used to fill me with any panic. It was like, don't worry, he knows what he's doing. And then we had Manuel Almunia. Jesus Christ, I don't think he knew what day it was, let alone what he was doing. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to my right back, Oleg Luzhny. This guy is the assistant manager currently of Dynamo Kiev. Now, I never knew that. There you go. See, doing shows like this, you start to learn a little bit more about ex-players and that. After he played for Arsenal, which miraculously was for way too long, and he was at Arsenal for 4 years, like genuinely 4 years. We paid this guy. One of the worst right backs I've ever seen. In fact, no, actually, scrap that. One of the worst footballers I have ever seen in my life. This geezer was absolutely shocking. But this is what I also found out. The season that we won the double in 01-02, he contributed in 18 games in the league. It's like, how is this guy, genuinely, how is this guy an Arsenal double winner? You want to thank Thierry Henry, Robert Pires, and the rest of them, my friend. You are one lucky, lucky boy. And yeah, I'm glad that we can move on, although it's not going to get any better as we go through this. But let's go to this guy. This is going to be one of the funniest videos I think I've ever recorded. Sebastian Scalacci. Oh my God, we've had some crap in we, seriously, especially defensively. This geezer, I had to put him in. You know, a lot of you are going to say Pascal Segan. I don't think Pascal Segan was as bad as this guy. I genuinely don't. He was shocking, literally shocking. The bloke just couldn't kick a football. And we wasted £4 million English pounds on Sebastian Scalacci. Think about that. 4 million English pounds we have wasted on this geezer. And yeah, that went really well, didn't it? We ended up getting rid of him, and good riddance. That's what I say. And like I said, we've not had so many great defenders over the years. So yeah, let's move on to another failed centre back that we've had at the club. Johan Giroud. That's my centre back pairing. Scalacci, Giroud. We've got Luzhny at right back. I thought long and hard about this one as well because, again, like I said, we've had a lot of poor centre backs. We've had a lot of poor players in general. And Johan Giroud, again, is another one of them. He played about 100 games for Arsenal, there or thereabouts. And I don't know how. I genuinely do not get how this geezer played so many games. He's still playing as we speak. He plays for Sion over in Switzerland, I think that is. He's played a couple of games this season. But he's on my list. Now, let's move on. Let's move on to the left back position. We've had a lot of poor left backs. So I will big up Nacho Monreal because I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was a good left back, Nacho Monreal. 7 out of 10 every week. Mr. Consistency. Less said about this guy, the better. Oh, Andre Santos. Oh, my days. I remember he scored a banger. I can't remember who it was against. But yeah, he was absolutely crap. Absolutely rubbish. And again, it was another one that, I don't know, it just kind of went downhill really quickly for this geezer. It was like, he only played about 30 games. And it just literally went downhill real quick before it even started. I think he got booed one of the games. I can't remember what game it was. But I think he got booed in one of the games. And after that, he was pretty much gone. But yeah, he was not a great left back at all. And yeah, anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to a fellow Brazilian. Let's go on to another Brazilian. Let's go on to Denilson. We wasted £5 million on this kid. 5 million. Think how much money we've wasted. And people used to tell me that Arsenal Football Club was a proper run business. Really? Just look at some of the players we've wasted money on. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Denilson. Well, what can you say about Denilson? There's not a great deal you can say about him. I remember he played in alongside Cesc Fabregas. And I think that was his last season at the club. That season, I think he got injured quite a lot. But he had a little bit of talent about him. I know he scored a couple of nice goals here and there. I think there was one against Everton, one against Newcastle, I think it was as well. He was all right. But for the amount of money, he was the Brazilian under-17s captain when he came to Arsenal. And yeah, the amount of money, the amount of hype, the amount of appearances he played, and the amount of end product. Nah, you're in my worst 11, mate. You were absolutely garbage. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, but there we go. Denilson, have another look at him. Not many of you are going to remember this guy, but I do. I'm not even going to tell you his name. This is what we're going to do. We're going to play a little quiz. Name the player, baby. That's something else I got coming as well, by the way. I got loads of stuff coming. But listen, I'm not going to tell you this guy's name. All I can tell you is this guy was one of the worst. And when I say worst, I don't even believe he was a professional footballer. I believe that he had somebody high up in a football club who just gave him a contract, something like that. He played allegedly over 200 games of football in his career. Only 7 or 8 of them were for Arsenal, I think it was. He ended up getting his contract terminated, and we moved him on to, I think it was Kaiserslautern. And yeah, he had about 30 games there. Then he went on to a club called Arminia Ludwigshafen. I've butchered the name of that. Then he went on to FSV Oggersheim. So yeah, one of the worst players in this football club's history is, leave it in the comment section. Tell me his name. Come on. Let's see how many of you get it. A Brucey bonus. But anyway, let's move on to another one who was more interested in being famous for not playing football. Dench blood. Yeah. What an absolute fool this geezer was. Literally not interested in football at all. And yeah, literally just wanted to be a rapper. I think he still plays football now, if I'm being honest. I think he is still playing, and thank God he ain't playing for Arsenal. He's yeah, less said about him, the better. We'll move on. Listen, the one thing I will say about him is he had a massive Barney with Sammy and Nasri, and because Nasri called him out and said that we lost a football match, I think it was. I think it might have been against Man City as well, actually. We lost the football match because of Frimpong. So yeah, that all kicked off. And not long after that, he left the football club. Bye-bye. How's your rapping career going, mate? Not very good. Jeez. Anyway, let's move on. The front three, because I'm going with a 4-3-3. Let's move on to this guy. Chung Young Park. £5 million of your money. Absolutely wasted. Well done, Arsene. You've gone and done it again. And yeah, £5 million. He played about 4 games for Arsenal Football Club before he was loaned out here, there, and everywhere around Germany, and eventually left. Bye, mate. There's nothing more to say about him. Let's move on to this guy. The fox in the box, Franny Jeffers. It was actually, I think, a youth team coach currently at Everton. Again, he came in for big money, £8 million at the time, and that was a lot of money back then. You know, the transfer fees weren't so hyped, they weren't so inflated, and he came from Everton with a big reputation. You know, he was the new kid on the block. He was going to smash it for Arsenal. 3 years he was at Arsenal. I don't think he played more than 30 games for us. Constantly injured, didn't work out for him, and off he went. So I'm going to play both of them as wingers, essentially. My striker. My striker. Not my striker, actually. No, retract that statement. Not my striker. Yeah, so no go. That don't really work, does it? Only works for Yaya and Colo, doesn't it? But it don't really work for Yaya Sonogo. The funniest thing this guy did was score 4 goals in a Emirates Cup game and then trip over on the celebration for one of them, flat on his face. Absolutely hilarious. He then scored against Borussia Dortmund when we played him in a Champions League game. Jesus Christ, what was this club thinking? But the cup final, because he is an FA Cup winner for Arsenal against Hull City. He actually, because I know people love counting pre-assists now. That wasn't a thing when Yaya Sonogo was playing football. Nobody counted the pre-assist because apparently assists were the only thing back then. But yeah, he did get a pre-assist for Aaron Ramsey's winner. He passed it into Olivier Giroud. Olivier Giroud backheels it to Rambo. Gosh, we go and win our first trophy for about 1 million years. And Yaya Sonogo, baby, he's the hero. Anyway, that's my 11. I'm not going to go with a manager. It's pointless doing a manager. Obviously, Arsene Wenger smashed it for 10 years, didn't smash it for the next. Unai Emery, say what you want about him, got us to a Europa League final, got battered in it, and Arteta's only just got it. So there's no point doing a Premier League one. I could have gone through some older ones before Wenger. What's the point? Anyway, that's my 11. Let me know yours. Leave it in the comment section down below, and a Brucey bonus if you can name the midfielder that I didn't give you the name of. So listen, all have a sick evening. I will be back tomorrow. Excuse me. It won't be 7 o'clock in the morning. It'll be a little bit later than that, but keep your eyes peeled for it. Premier League news show. Also, I am going to be doing some of these for the Premier League show as well. So obviously the Arsenal stuff, I'm going to do top 5 like I did the other day. I'm going to do a lot of these top 5s. I'm going to do best and worsts. So keep your eyes peeled for them. And I'm then going to do them for Premier League as well. So we're doing for Arsenal and we're doing for Premier League as well. So give me some ideas as well if you've got some. And if I like them and I think they're all right, we'll put them forward and we'll go for it. Excuse me. Anyway, before I die, I'm going to get myself out of here. Have a wonderful evening. Laters, peeps.